Sitting on the dome of the Temple of Peace, a divine outpost shielded by the cloak of invisibility in the asteroid belt of Mars and Jupiter, he was gazing in awesome wonder at the ravishing homogeneity of the universe with its indelible past fading into the incommensurable distance. The Temple of Peace was a little further away from Holymonth, a region in outer space situated south of the divine kingdom of the Supreme and the luxuriant palaces of the Lords of the Sky. This region was inhabited by erudite counselors, able experts, highly skillful celestial elects of the Supreme. Very often he would retreat to the Temple of Peace to meditate and to seek inspiration for the realization of his most coveted dreams. At times, he did ask himself some profound questions about infinity. Indeed, his own serenity about infinity stemmed from a profound inspiration and a deep motivation. There was no emptiness in infinity. In fact, there was nothing but a resonant past, a distant phenomenal past. Some 13.75 billion years ago, that phenomenal past had been a white hole, which had then funneled as a one-lane tunnel into a black hole, a Big Bang. That was the main celestial event that did trigger the whole beginning. He thought to himself, was it the beginning of time? He asked himself. In fact, it was not only a first step for Genesis, but also an irreversible move towards eternity. And now he mused, still lost in the depth of his profound thinking. The very Genesis has now become an extremely hot and dense gravitational singularity. Indeed, it had become a rapidly expanding state, and after every dying second, it was an imperative necessity for the singularity to cool down in order to allow for the conversion of energy into subatomic and atomic particles. He looked at the giant clouds which had merged through gravity to form billions of stars, millions of galaxies with extreme temperatures and high velocities. What a wonderful creation. A moment ago, he had been scanning the remote horizon with utter intensity, and his gaze had taken him to where it all began. On his back, never-ending territories were pointing towards domains where the limitless end would become a new lasting beginning, and where the new beginning would, perhaps, lead to a new end after the patient stitching of yet another era and yet a new cosmic order by the nimble fingers of time. He watched in all directions and felt the very beat of the universe. Planets were rotating on the axis and revolving around Helios, the sun god, at unequal velocities,